Another big piece of pop culture news this time.
The first trailer for the HBO series Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone has been released. It came out when? Last Friday? Last Thursday? Not Friday?
Finally.
Well, it came out last week, so now everyone is going to give their opinion and we're going to react to the various controversies.
Of course. So what did we think of this first announcement lineup? Me?
Well, I'm not that hyped about it, actually. I wasn't really hyped about the project to begin with. I feel like maybe it's just in my head, but I think it's a bit early to do a revival.
Of Harry Potter? It's only been 20 years after all.
First movie, yeah. Yes, it's been 20 years. Yeah, but I don't know. In my mind, it still feels a bit early. Maybe I'll avoid saying what Ludovic is going to say because I know what he's going to say about the Hollywood side of things. Yes, about the Hollywood side. But yeah, it's actually too Hollywood. It kind of loses the authenticity of the first movies, let's say. I didn't really get into the original movies. Yeah, I preferred the books over the original movies. Because of the series, I'm going to watch it because it's, yeah, maybe it will interest kids more. Maybe kids are more interested in Harry Potter. Because right now they watched the first one, but they didn't really get into it. We'll see. I'm not expecting much. It's kind of like I said about Malcolm the other day. It's something I'm not expecting much from, so I won't really be disappointed.
All right.
Maybe the series is coming a little early since the Harry Potter movies have aged well. So I know I rewatch them sometimes because those are movies I can rewatch pretty easily. I can rewatch the first one pretty easily, so I agree that maybe it came a bit too early. But I've always been hyped about the project. Now, the trailer got me hyped 1,000 times more. I'm really excited. I can't wait for it to come out. The vibe is great. A few little controversies here and there.
It's been the same controversy since the beginning, actually.
No, a lot of it is about the risky color grading. Yes, but that's intentional to establish a darker tone from the beginning.
3 big controversies. Well, there's the black actor, you know, we'll talk about it again, but that's been there from the start. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The flower on the branch isn't anything new.
Yeah, but then isn't that it? Isn't it just to cash in on fan service? That's it.
But there's a reason, and it's actually funny. And the third controversy is actually the artistic direction. Even though visually it looks like the old Harry Potter, it's dull. It really feels like you're watching a drama. Even though it's supposed to be made with a bit of... And here it's very dull, very dark. But then again, all the series are like that these days. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, a lot of people say, yeah, actually all the good colorists from the 2000s, they're all gone now, really. And so...
honestly, it's just two tricks to put on Premiere Pro. Like, yeah. They don't have it with Premiere Pro, guys, but if you know how to do color grading, you can do it.
I like it, because actually the color grading in Harry Potter gets a lot darker starting from the 6th one.
Yeah, but it's tonal, you see. The first one is really like, wow, a new world, and then at a certain point it gets a bit darker, so yeah, it's a bit duller, it's thematic. But here, right from the start, you have the choreography of the 7th.
And it's the 7th. But what annoys me is the fact that something is lurking.
So, yeah.
I like something a bit darker right from the start.
But honestly, visually, I got a bit bored. I didn't see any fairy.
You know. That's not bad. That's a good teaser.
It didn't shock me. In your opinion, aren't we already going to lose the Harry Potter series to the Ultraverse? No, the path crosses anyway.
Anyway.
We already know the deal. There you go. Now they're taking the subway.
Well, that's what shocked me. I was like, damn, actually, it's set in our time.
It's fine. They're taking the subway. Well, it always happened in our... Well, no.
The movies. It was more like, you know, it was... Well, anyway, in the books, it's supposed to take place in the 90s.
Well, at the time of, yes, at the time of Harry Potter.
But even the movie, you can see it's a bit dated, you know. It's not even for that time.
Yeah.
You think, wow, they're dressed pretty old-fashioned.
Like back in the day, but here.
Here, Harry Potter on his smartphone, it doesn't shock me at all. So, how is it done? Yes, no. You know what I mean? Wait, it's done on Twitter.
See, that's not true. It's done in today's style. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's modern, but maybe a little too modern.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just the impression I get.
That there's always been a gap anyway. In Harry Potter, the wizarding world has always felt kind of old-fashioned.
Yeah, but their world too.
And their world, not in the years of the...
Muggles looked a little bit outdated. Well.
In any case, the Muggle world was of its time.
It had a timeless quality.
It was of its time. Sure, it reflected its era. Harry Potter was created in the mid-90s. So the Muggle world was mid-90s. It's not even in the movies.
I think there's a bit of a, well...
It's 2001, so it came out in the 90s. So, yeah, what I mean is it's not... Well, it didn't shock me, at least in the... And there's also the poverty aspect. Because in the Muggle world, you pretty much only see where Harry lives, at the Dursleys. Yeah. And he lives in poverty. Not necessarily them, because, yeah...
But it's the middle class.
It's the middle class, but he's very working class with his broken glasses and his old ugly sweater that's likely been around for generations. So maybe that's what gives him that somewhat old-fashioned look. But it's never really been said, actually, that it was, that's kind of, why not?
Well, Harry Potter in a truly modern current world, why not? I don't know. I'm not against the idea.
The only thing I had a bit of trouble with was the fact that we see him at school with the other muggles. They're all in cool uniforms, kind of classy.
Like in the movie, everyone wears the same uniform.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But yes.
Yes, but earlier you see them at the regular school.
Yes, but in regular schools in England, they all have uniforms too.
Yeah, it's like that for all the schools. They have uniforms.
Because in my memories in the books, it was a bit more, there was more of a class system set up from the start where Harry was kind of ahead in class. You can see it.
Not at school, but in...
The books,
We talk about it at the regular school or at Hogwarts at the regular school, but not the books.
we talk about that. No.
Because in the books, most of the time when there's the Muggle world, it's during the school holidays. Yeah. Usually it's during school holidays since it's right before school starts.
Where does Harry Potter start? Even in the first one, you have the
He's not at school.
You have the anti-school stuff, or you have the display case with the snake and everything.
No.
No, it's not a school thing. They're with family. It's with family. As a family, they're going to the zoo with the Dursleys. And that's when he sees but it's not a school trip. There's probably a trip. It's in Aquaman that there's probably another trip happening nearby, organized by someone else. That's it. I get up in the morning. He's not a... He's not on a school trip. And since they're on vacation most of the time, there's no mention of Harry going to school. Which is different from the trailer where we see that he's at school, which would add another trip in terms of timing, because that would mean there would be more scenes at that level. When he's in the human world, it's actually pretty short in the end. It lasts for a while because it's the time it takes for him to actually receive the envelope, but I don't really remember. That's it.
He's gonna get the letter at the end of the first episode. That's how it is.
Yes, that's probably it. It's the first episode. He's really at school. He's getting bullied a bit. Thank you. Which isn't crazy. I think it's a rewrite, because if it was really copied from the movie, well, we see the iconic scenes, but they're mostly there for fan service, like when he's on the train, when he meets Ron, and when Hermione arrives, when they're all together. What you told me last week, it's true that they're all wonderful. They're good looking. They're good looking actors. They're good looking. It's
Not like Malfoy.
He's even better looking than... No, he's tall. The guy's already good looking to begin with, and now they've picked a guy. Wow.
And then, wait for season 7 of Harry Potter. We're going to have some photo shoots.
Yeah, actors. They're going to show up like that at the same time. They're going to... Yeah, at the same time.
A shirt open down to here.
Even Harry, he's classy, He doesn't look poor. You see, he's gonna... Yeah.
But he does. It's silly, but you see in season 1, all the kids have really cute faces. That means they're all going to end up really good looking, And I'm going to talk about that in the Harry Potter movies. You've got kid actors. They look like a couple of idiots,
Well, they have kids' faces. They have the faces of 11-year-old kids who show up, who just came out of the... Yeah, they're not... Yeah.
So they're not necessarily Instagrammable.
They're not the best looking. Look at Neville's face.
It's less Hollywood-like. That's it in that, yeah. It really gives off that English vibe. Yeah. You can feel the English vibe in the movies, which I think you'll feel less now.
Also, as they say, it was intentional from the start when they did the casting to pick people who weren't actors, to really take everyday kids.
You see, like back in the day.
That's it. But that's not what they did this time. When you see the whole cast, you notice everyone's appearance.
Sorry, I've got something.
They're from the industry. You think, yeah.
Since the one from our first podcast already had minor roles and brief appearances.
Yeah, it's not butter.
Daniel Radcliffe has acted elsewhere too, but he doesn't come from that background.
You see what I mean, Harry? He's really well cast, huh? The kid who plays Harry, I think it's not so...
Hard to find, huh?
Harry isn't that hard to find. You see what I mean? It's not, no.
Not anymore, huh? No, for me, the casting of the kids, it's not working. It's really just even the sets. Hogwarts is just Hogwarts, And actually, there's a reason for that. It's because they don't want to redo all the theme parks. Harry Potter. So they keep more or less the same sets. They just change the look.
For me, it's the subway scene. I'm wondering what they're doing in the Grigny subway.
Why didn't they mention the subway? People will find it odd later since it's great. But anyway.
There are windows and the
flying motorcycles, I don't know yet.
Chinese, where did you see him take the subway?
In every, and why not? I don't know. As long as he has his Navigo pass there, it's Navigo, yeah, I think.
The first meeting with Harry happens in the subway, not at all.
What? Not at all. It happens in actually the Dursleys are fighting.
Series, they are in a cottage kind of, and then no.
But if he starts rewriting all that, that's in a
Lighthouse, that's in a...
lighthouse where he's hiding because he doesn't want the letter to arrive. There's no mail.
Yes, yeah, but yes, I speak in the trailer, the series there.
It's true that it would be in a subway, which makes sense, because in Harry...
Come here. In the trailer, Harry is alone in the subway, then Hagrid appears. Harry says he won't go back to his parents, he wants to know who they are. Hagrid replies, I'll explain.
Do you think he'll meet a bearded man in the subway? I don't know.
No.
But the driver is there.
And then there's a scene where they come out of the subway, and then we saw that there were already some behind-the-scenes photos that had come out where they were coming out of the subway, and they were in the...
Well, between Diagon Alley and the back street.
That's it. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to redo the thing.
It's funny because
Not sure if their meeting is in the subway.
because it was sold as something much more faithful to the book, and you notice scenes like that. But hey, why not?
We don't need to strictly follow the book, in my view.
I'm not a supporter of total faithfulness.
The movies didn't closely follow the book, except for the first one.
Because obviously you have to, and then...
After that, they're somewhat adapted. For example, in the what was the fourth one again? The Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire wasn't necessarily 100% faithful. They couldn't be anyway. They had to condense it to make a movie because otherwise...
Yeah.
It's obvious. That's just how it is. There you go. It's a series.
Episodes are an hour long, giving you more time to develop things.
Could JK have come later to change scenes? That's not possible either.
I'm not sure it's that simple, or that they're that involved. I don't know.
It's kind of just a paycheck,
Well, yeah, I think that after a while...
I don't know, at some point. Anyway, no, it really gets me going, Actually, well, no, it's really well paced. You can tell it's got energy.
Then they teased some additions too. We're going to see Hermione's family, how she lives at home. We're going to see a bit more of the Dursleys. Is it Dursley? No, it's not Dursley, the redheads,
He didn't send it.
We're going to see a bit of the Weasleys before Ron goes to school and everything.
That's not bad.
We find out that in the second one, Ron's family.
Ron's family, no.
You don't have it. So quickly, in the first one, you have to see his whole family.
His whole family, they're on the... Yeah.
But at their place.
No, you see two, but it's not two because at his place, in the second one, he's at his place. Harry, it's in the second one that he's at his place.
Harry, in the second one he leaves, it's in the second one that he leaves with the car.
Yeah, they get to the Weasley's place and everything. Yeah, but that's it. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. To do a little rewrite by no longer having this main character, central character, who is Harry, but really to have a more global view with life at their place. Yeah, that's it. Life with Hermione, life with Ron, and life with Harry. And
why not for once, by the way?
Why not Malfoy? Yeah, why not Malfoy?
He's kind of one of the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but Malfoy doesn't show up much. Basically, that's his character, and then he gets more developed later. Yeah, screen time. He appears, he gets a bit more developed later on, So are they going to develop him?
Directly start laying the groundwork?
That might be a lot, maybe. Maybe focus on the main trio, like in the time of the movies.
They didn't have the whole sequel yet. Now they have the entire story. Maybe start weaving in some things, some stuff, some cool little details. And then the music wasn't particularly memorable. They didn't reuse the Harry Potter music.
That didn't really bother me. It's not a bad thing.
In the end, it gives it a different feel. But it's going to be hard to follow up after that,
A new song.
Behind the Gossip Me,
I think we can reuse it at some point when we don't expect it. We can rework it and everything. Yeah, well, anyway.
It's over. Same, just fan service, Without the Harry Potter music, it's just not possible. Something's missing.
Even though they took a different train, you realize you still need the train when you see it. You see, das ist super. It's like if you do Back to the Future and you don't put the DeLorean in, there's something about it.
We'll see the end of the thought process anyway.
Yeah, but it won't be the same train.
It's not the same.
It's weird. I feel like it's different. It's okay.
The hello after.
It's a bit more of a rewrite. It's that we had the director's vision, basically, because the illustrations of Harry Potter, the covers, they change all the time. Yeah, we already had a bit of an illustration of Harry, but that's all. I'm not sure that the project of...
Adding new imagination to it is like someone making The Lord of the Rings today. It's complex.
That's why I say it's too soon. I think it's too soon. It's basically a rewrite. While there are generations who are just starting to recognize Harry Potter, who see them. Do we really have to add another layer?
Then it was Warner's turn. They were in trouble and had to release more per the license.
It's the trend.
They're doing it because it's one of the rings. More movies are planned. We could have scheduled it too. They're going to do The Hunt for Gollum. So I think in the original book, I haven't read The School of the Lord of the Rings, but it seems to me it's like a chapter where Aragorn and Legolas are trying to catch Gollum. Yeah, they're going to make a movie about that. That's it.
It's not crazy. They made a trilogy from one book.
No, but that was a book here. It's a book.
It was a book about that.
Yes, yes.
But now,
It's a chapter. They did 9 in the movie. I'm like, but it's just a movie. That's justified since it was a prequel.
it wasn't right. The Hobbit didn't need to be done 3 times.
No, but it's just that The Hobbit exists. Is After Which sequel? Yeah.
But it's not them.
They didn't make a Brege, but a Brege movie. Here, it's a chapter. Actually, we didn't see it in the movie, but we'll show you the deleted scenes. We're going to make a movie, you know. Same here, they want to make the sequel. A movie that takes place afterwards, so in the Fourth Age. They're completely crazy. So it's basically Sam, Merry, and Pippin 14 years after Frodo's death. So how do they know how Frodo died? Good question. They go back on a pilgrimage, retracing their path. Because you escaped from hell, you're going to go back. You see, Mordor was great. I almost died there. There was an Aragorn who almost ate me. It was cool. Well, yeah. They're retracing their journey to honor Frodo, since they know he's dead. I don't know how they know.
It's a message, yeah.
Opinions. Especially since, I don't know if there are any experts on Lord of the Rings. It seems to me that when you go to the Undying Lands, you don't actually die, I think. Anyway. And while they were on their journey, there'd be another story where Sam's daughter would discover a secret about the ring.
It's gonna be Star Wars, actually. Well, I mean, it's gonna be like Star Wars. They're going to remake some stuff, yeah.
But why? So they're going to do fan service, meaning that since it's supposed to take place like maybe 70 years after the Lord of the Rings, they can bring the actors back. Maybe not Frodo, but why not? They could bring him back. He's done. Yeah. You want to bring that back? But the others, including an older version and Frodo?
Maybe they should bring him back just to show his death in a quick flashback.
You give me a good trailer, I'm telling you, I'm a critic. You give me a good trailer with that Tananana music, and I see Samir and Pippin with the original cast, well, I want to see it. I'm like, go ahead, take my money. But honestly...
Is it necessary?
Do we have to? Why won't you give up the rights for the Silmarillion? That's why they're not doing it. There are many stories to tell about the rings without it being the Lord of the Rings. Anyway, so I don't know why I went off on that, but it's going to be hard to introduce a new aesthetic.
But especially here, it's the same story, you know? I mean, it's the same basic story. It's the same basic structure. It's not a sequel. It's not a... There you go.
So already, the point is, and especially, like I was saying, Warner, they're in trouble. They have to put out their... It's like us, we make reasonable games because it gets views, you know? Yeah, we're going to make Harry Potter videos again, and then will that work?
Will it stay iconic? And above all, they have to keep...
They have to keep the rights, actually. If they don't do anything with Harry Potter for a certain amount of time, they lose more. They lose the original rights to the thing. That's why there's a crappy Sony Spider-Man movie every 2 or 3 years, even if it's not really Spider-Man, just to keep the rights. And it's the same thing with Harry Potter. It's the same as with Lord of the Rings.
I think it could become iconic.
Maybe, yeah. Actually...
It's stupid, but just the fact that we're looking at 7 or 8 years, in theory...
If, who knows, season 2, there's more, watch out.
Carefully could happen. Yes, because it could. Really, we don't know, you know. But season 1 is going to be a hit. Depending on the feedback, season 2, it can't really flop either. I'm not saying it will flop, but it could be below what they expected. And then they say, you know, it's television and movies. If it doesn't work well enough, we stop, you know.
HBO, because HBO, they've done some good stuff, but in recent years, they've had some flops, you know. Game of Thrones, it's going to end after the 3rd season.
They really couldn't care less. They really couldn't care less about it. So it's still, they don't care about the fans, you know. The fans, whether it work. Well, if the fans don't follow, I am...
Even if it's bad, people will watch it. Potterheads are all in. They'll watch it no matter what.
They'll watch it. It's like Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, if you make Daima 3, they'll watch it, right?
Stop.
Diamond didn't do the... It must not have done the...
It must not have done the... Yeah, but actually, that's also what's in... When you make a licensed series like that, the point behind it is also to sell merch afterwards. If they see that the merch... If the new Potter merch doesn't sell, they stop. I don't get it. That's what happened with Star Wars. The new trilogy's merch didn't sell.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sell? It sells, but compared to the prequel trilogy and the... No.
Because people are rich. It's not iconic.
It's not here. Well, yes, but it's part of the economy. It's not just the film's success at a given moment that matters. Yes.
Logic of... It's complicated to return since Harry Potter and its merchandise still sell very well. My daughter's school recently had a carnival. At least 3 to 5 people were dressed as Harry Potter. And always with the same outfits, always with the same merchandise and all that stuff, it still sells.
Outfits that aren't really going to change?
Otherwise, they can't change, especially since you won't redo all the merchandise. You just can't redo everything. So, I don't know.
Yes.
He has to find a way. And no, but just the principle and the fact that we're in for another 7 or 8 years, normally, and that we're going to do 10.
You see, if it works.
And that we're going to see all the actors we're going to get attached to. We're going to grow up with them like they did with Stranger Things recently. People like seeing the actors grow up, develop, and all that. Just based on that, you say, let's go. We'll grow up again with Harry, Ron, and Harry Potter.
This time we're actually going to get older. For us, it can...
It's tough, but you were talking about your little one who now has the chance to grow up with Harry. Yes, all those generations will be really into Harry Potter.
I don't know, because, you know, there's a difference now is that people switch quickly, you know? Now, with streaming platforms, if you don't really like something, you don't even have to finish the episode. You just switch and move on to something else, you know? It's, for Harry Potter...
It's a monumental...
It's going to work?
I'm not saying it's going to work.
It's not true that they're in the background.
The first seasons probably did really well, but depending on the feedback and depending on... It's not the same way of working. We can't do it the same way, even now.
I saw that it's the most viewed trailer from HBO.
I haven't seen HBO.
It's known for quality.
I mean, yes, but the series...
The last 48 hours, even though it didn't come out 2 years ago, in the last 48 hours, it still got 277 million views. So it became the most viewed trailer in HBO's history.
Yes, there's tension.
No, but there's anticipation. I didn't say otherwise. Yes.
You have to be careful.
I'm asking if anticipation and the long term will work out.
There are going to be some things that will cause controversy. By the way, that brings us to the controversy, which is about the casting of Rogue.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'll give you some batches then. Yes. What annoys me about this kind of choice is that they throw a guy to the lions.
Yeah, totally. It's really not my thing.
You see, the real troublemaker, the guy, he just wants to work. He gives him a 10-year role, and the guy is happy. And the guys, they act like go...
He knows it's going to be controversial.
Well, especially since he already knew Katie, he already had to move because of death. He must have gone through some tough things. Afterwards.
He takes things seriously even when it's not his fault. He was given a job and did it.
On the other hand, if he manages to shut people up because he does a good job, well, he wins everything. But still, he's going to struggle.
You know. No, but he'll probably do a good job, but why make someone go through that, you know?
Honestly...
The point might as well, and even in the story, it causes problems. Many people talk about it. I mean, Potter's father, he was hanging black people, you know? When you hear his name...
Yeah.
And then...
the only black teacher will be suspected of being the traitor.
There's also a rewriting of the book that's separate from the character, so you rewrite the characters differently. Why didn't you rewrite Ron and his whole family? So why automatically take... Yes. To have... Well, yeah.
Same issue, Malfoy. He'll show up. Why did you take a...
No, but why did you take a... He must be a Westerner, can you imagine? Why do you take a good one for Malfoy? Absolutely. Actually, why? Yes. Why do you absolutely want to respect the criteria for some characters that are detailed in the books? Yeah. And why? All of a sudden, poof, you want to change this character. Maybe the character is really good. That's not a problem. Yeah, but... And on top of that, people say, I don't care because you'll avoid coming across as a racist. Yes. No, but you get what I mean. It's everywhere.
No, but in absolute terms, it's not a big deal.
No, but nothing serious. There's nothing serious, but there's nothing serious.
I think they'll make the series darker than expected. Right, me.
I think that's why he included a black guy who's not present.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if, for example, you take the trailer. I especially like the part with the Dursleys. Yeah, when you have Harry's aunt cutting his hair, she's cutting Harry's hair, it hurts him, and then she goes at him again with the scissors afterward. Yeah, I get it. Well, it's the fingers. He goes, oh, you're special, you're nobody, you. She does that to a kid with her 6 fingers, damn, but she's not that dark in the movies, you know. You know, for me, the Dursleys in the movies are kind of dumb, mean idiots, and here, she's violent, like, protect yourself from 6 fingers. Well, 2, you're nobody.
What's the connection with the fact that then...
So, I think that in the whole series, in this first era, they did things that were much darker, either through the color grading or other things. And even if we have a guy we're supposed to really like, at the end, with the reveal, you know what I mean? When we get that thing of coming, by making him black like that, it has even more impact. Maybe they'll discuss racism from that angle. It wouldn't surprise me, you know?
It's going to be really obvious, you know?
What reveal?
The nice things. Well, about Snape. But yes, actually, he's nice. No, but yes, but...
We think he's a jerk.
The whole time, and at the end we...
No, a jerk, but he's actually a nice guy.
Everybody knows it. Yeah, it's stupid.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make him seem like the bad black guy, only to reveal he's actually the good guy, and Harry's dad was the bad one. It's dumb, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
If they wanted to cast a black actor because that was the topic, you have to add diversity and all that. Why didn't they make Dumbledore black? I'm sure no one would have said anything. Dumbledore...
No, but it's true that there was no...
But honestly, you cast a classy older black guy...
To do... No, but you could have added some characters who aren't really described in the... Also...
He's gay, and you're discussing local trouble.
You could have put some characters who aren't really described in the book.
Yes?
Yes, not detailed. Describing someone just means saying Ron is from a red-headed family. You described that Harry, well, he's a little, I don't know, I'm not even sure he's described actually. They could have made him black, nothing. There's no certainty about the description.
To describe.
Not necessarily, I'm not sure. Not to that extent.
Hermione isn't described much. Snape.
Is detailed. He is detailed. He's someone pale. There you go. Pale and frail. Yes, yes. So he is detailed. There were other characters where it might not have caused controversy. It would have caused controversy anyway.
Because it would have been controversial, but here it's not. The problem isn't that Snape is black. It's that it, how should I put it? It adds something to the character.
Yes.
Which wasn't necessary. I mean, here, thematically, you're really racializing something that didn't need to be. You know, the guy who gets bullied at school and everything, who's pushed aside by the other teachers. And suddenly we're going to say, well, it's not because he's a jerk, it's because he's black.
I'm not sure we go there automatically.
You're saying he's a victim.
I don't mind if it goes that way. And I think it's lame. And honestly, they must have thought about it. They know the story after all. I think they know he gets made fun of by Harry's father. I think there's still the idea of, but he's black, which adds something. I think it adds something meant to shock the viewer, like because Snape gets bullied by Harry's father and his whole school life is ruined. But imagine if on top of that, he's black.
I'm not sure we have. It's crazy. I'm not sure
Harry Potter's parents are supposed to be heroes in the wizarding world, but actually the guy is a huge racist.
Yeah, but even in the original Harry Potter, learning that already hurts James's image.
He seems like a bit of a jerk.
All right, James.
He's a piece of crap in...
Well, say you make My Hero Academia, and you make Midoriya a black guy, and Bakugo bullies him because he's black. Redemption is going to be difficult, though.
Yes.
You see what I mean? I'm talking in English terms, you don't really have that, but I think...
In the original Harry Potter, James already takes a hit. It's like, you know, it was like that, and James goes, yep.
Ken, there's still a side of, I regret it, you know. Here, it's American History X, not some high school thing.
a high school thing, or there's one who's popular, the other isn't. That's, yeah. But do they really need that to make it dark? It's already dark enough, Harry Potter. Yes, yes, yes. There are still some parallels. I've always said there was a parallel with Endgame. Yes.
But that's exactly it. There was no need for...
Do they really need to add yet another thing? Not necessary.
But yeah, I think it's just to make it more...
They should have put Dumbledore. He was so cool. With an outfit, with a big afro, you know?
Because in itself, it's not a problem to rewrite and to cast actors. I mean, to cast an actor who has nothing to do with, like, Voldemort.
Or black. Honestly,
it's going to be complicated, you know. Why? No, it's grey.
No, but you can just cast a black actor to begin with and then dye him to make him look English afterwards because, you know.
The problem is that in Western productions, etc., it's that when you cast a character who is black, even if it's just the actor who's black, they can't help but write the character as a black character.
Yes, but in this case, with Snape, it actually changes the perspective. Yes, you're no longer just going to see a guy who gets bullied for being weird. You're going to see a black guy who gets picked on because he's black, but that's not what it was about originally.
I'm not sure that's what we see.
That's not really the point, but I think it's just how shows are made today. We were also discussing issues like homophobia, transphobia, and racism.
Doing without that, you know.
I think that's just how shows are made now. You have to check certain boxes. It wouldn't even surprise me if that's the case.
He's going to come across as a big Cicera. Sistrine. What? Well, wait. Someone from Parkeret's Broomstick Witchcraft.
That's him. It's fine. He's looking at me funny.
That's true.
They must be working for the black magic thing. Black, yeah.
I don't know. It's still kind of a fake controversy, but anyway.
Yeah, but well, what bothers me is for the actor, the guy. He didn't ask for anything. Actor.
Yeah, totally.
He's really nice. He gets buckets of crap thrown in his face.
Hardcore fans are too. Actually, it's true that basically...
He's sacrificed on the altar of, there you go. Whether it's a flop, it's because people, the fans, are racist. Yeah, and what do they do every time? Nee, ich weiß. Now, the new Star Trek series is getting cancelled because fans are racist, but you also put Klingons in skirts.
You see, look, Star Trek, which is iconic. Yeah, there are huge fans. There's a big Star Trek community. Yeah, well, the series still got cancelled. Well, yes. So it's possible that it gets cancelled, not because even if it's there...
That's true. I watched the first episode and they put it up for free on YouTube.
It's a disaster. But that doesn't mean Harry Potter will get 7, 8, or 9 seasons. Just because something starts, I'll return to that topic.
It's original. Here, it's Harry Potter. It goes back to Harry Potter.
Even if it's the last Harry Potter, it's not certain once again that the production will go on. It would be nice, though, because you like to follow a series to the end. Yes, yes.
They might insist just to avoid admitting defeat. Look at the Amazon Lord of the Rings series as an example. It's always flopped. And yet, there's a 3rd season coming out.
Yeah, but you have to remember that HBO and all that, they're going to be bought out soon. Yes. So when they get bought out, they're going to make cuts. So they'll also look at the statistics, well, everything they've done in terms of ratings, and they'll have to cut in some places. If the show doesn't get good stats, it'll be cut. Well, a lot of stats. But will it get the stats the studio is hoping for, expecting? For me,
It's absolutely certain.
I know that right now.
Already, even for example, for the acquisition of, it's Paramount who got it, right? For the purchase, apparently, there are rumors that I saw on X. There are rumors that even James Gunn's Superman could still get scrapped. Yet, they sold it to us as a huge success and everything. Well, in the end, they're like, yeah, well, these aren't the numbers we wanted, so it could still get cancelled.
You see, there's something that could get the show cancelled. Yeah, that would be because right now you have to pay for HBO to get it. If people use IPTV or all those things or pirate the show that much, well, but why not? It's true that we know a lot of people who are subscribed to HBO.
You know, HBO is a channel too.
Yes, but I'm telling you, the show, it's not going to be broadcast on, well...
No, not internationally, but it will be on TV in the United States.
That's it, TV. Well, yes, it's on HBO. Yeah, not on HBO Max, yes.
Well, for us, it'll be on HBO Max. Yeah, but that's not possible. It'll be on TV.
Yes.
If I'm not talking nonsense, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Are you sure it's on HBO?
There's a big shape.
Then you put it on HBO Max.
HBO. Honestly, there wouldn't be any success if Harry Potter flopped because of IPTV, then no series would work.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
I don't know. And even without IPTV...
If Harry Potter doesn't work out, I don't think so.
The series is still the main draw. The goal
is to... I think we shouldn't be too confident just because it's Harry Potter. Like, we do something and it's automatically going to be a success.
No, it's not just because of that.
Well, it's kind of like that. It's kind of the thing where, since it's Harry Potter, it's sure to be a hit.
At worst, it'll be a relative success, not a flop. It would be hard for it to flop.
No, I'm not saying it'll flop, but just because it's Harry Potter.
It's like Superman. They called it a huge success, but really it's only a relative one. In the end, regardless of the film's qualities.
Yeah, but I think Harry Potter, it really shows how good it is at keeping people invested too, you know. Like, you finish the season and you say, see you in a year. The actors have aged a year and everything. You know, there's something about it, you know, it's not like it's over and I want to see the next season. Yeah.
But fans and studios don't think the same way.
Of all the studios,
No.
they said making a season every 2 years wasn't possible, I think.
Yeah, they're going to grow up. Well, yeah.
That's for sure. So they finish Harry Potter, they're like 26 years old or something.
Well, just like in the movies, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's true.
It's definitely not you.
No, I have and
To have big sex scenes, you know, in the hallways.
I'm just saying the logic of fans isn't the same as the logic of studios. They aren't the same. Yes, there you go. So we hope it's going to work. I'll watch it and might even renew my HBO subscription just for that. I'll get HBO with ads, so it won't cost too much. But very podcast.
Some reviews, well, I do reviews, obviously.
Harry Potter reviews. Well, Bauer, you're the guy who said you don't care at all about Harry Potter. And now you're going to do Harry Potter reviews to say what you think about it.
You don't have... What's this about? I haven't read the books, so I can just share my discovery.
Read the books. They're short. I also made videos.
I don't have the time. I made some videos about Last of Us, but I've never played the game.
That's true. You tell him that, okay.
I read the second one in middle school.
Honestly, you can finish the first one in an hour.
Yeah, it's long.
But it's really small. You know, it's not good. Yeah.
We're here. If worst comes to worst, I'll just rewatch some movies.
anyway, a series that's more about rejection. That's it. Rejection.
Me?
I'm not looking forward to it. Well, I'm happy. I'm curious.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm happy.
So it's history then?
Crime thriller.
It's next year. Christmas this year. No, Christmas 2026, I think. That's right, huh? This Christmas.
I'm more excited for Malcolm than for Potter 2. I'm more excited for Malcolm. No,
That's in April, right?
Malcolm, that's in 10 or 12 days, April 10th.
Many things to watch this month. If it's December, I'm sure it is.
Christmas 2026. Yeah.
Christmas 2026. Maybe the Christmas episode will come out at Christmas. There's something about BFM Max, they don't put any...
They don't put up any videos,
HBO original.
HBO original, HBO Max, I'm not sure it'll come out on, no.
Excuse me, that's a subscription in French, so they gave us the Spanish version. Maybe in the original version, is there?
Maybe, yeah.